Shot from Gron. Gron was like this hilarious thing, but like it's like a bit of a meme because it's not like, but like. Oh, Sophie, come on, baby, I'm streaming. Oh, Sophie, come on, baby, I'm streaming. Go stream. Okay, cool. Looks like we are streaming, which is good to see. Let's just get this all. Okay, cool. Everything is set up. Okay, so. Oh yeah, I completely forgot what we're streaming for. Yeah, chapter 2 of Ragnarok, Apocalypse of the Gods, released last week. So, because last week's stream was a bit of a mess with internet issues, which, fingers crossed, won't be happening again this stream. Audio is echoing, absolutely brilliant. Why is that? Okay. Let me know if the audio is still echoey. I think it should be fine now. Right, desktop audio, mic. As far as I can see, it's fine. If it isn't, then just shout at me again and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, Abudi, welcome to chat. See, we've got a couple of people in chat, so that's good to see. Yeah, so we're discussing chapter 2 of Ragnarok, spin-off, Apocalypse of the Gods. And in a lot of ways, this chapter 2 has done a lot of things that people have wanted from Ragnarok proper, and it's never actually given us, which is like actual like elemental like magical powers. Like Ra so far has just stood there, and he's just really hot, you know, body wise and like heat wise, and now he seems to be using the actual power of the sun, which like I love Round 9, I love Apollo, I think his moveset's really fun, but like he doesn't do anything like really sun related apart from the light arrow. But like Ra's already showing that, you know, he is the proper sun god. So I'm excited to see how we're going to see these kind of powers going forwards with the other fighters. Like Leviathan very well could have some kind of water powers. Zook or Zuke or the Vermilion Bird. The Vermilion Bird probably has some kind of fire powers or something like that. Prometheus very well. A lot of these people might have like fiery sun powers. Prometheus could as well. But yeah, looking at the roster, there's a lot of like really fun chances for some actually interesting abilities. Like, who knows what kind of cool stuff Death can do, like Shinigami, that could be pretty cool. Sun Wukong, obviously, like Sun Wukong has a lot of cool powers in mythology they could play on. Hydra, you know, Hydra could have like venom or poison or something like that. So I think there's a lot of like very interesting possibilities, though it is definitely possible at the same time that Ra is just getting our hopes up, and Ra just happens to be the one guy with like actual kind of like elemental powers, and like the rest of the gods will be very normal. Ragnarok just have a sword. But yeah, the realist medal Ra with that sun laser. Yeah, I'm excited for the sun laser. Mainly because I'm excited to see how Kukulain's just gonna either like, I assume he's just gonna like, is he gonna block him? Dodging it isn't that cool, but like if he like blocks it or somehow with his like his weapon might take its true form or something like that. Apollo is the boxing king. Yeah, Apollo's Apollo's more the boxing god than the sun god. Anyway, Skeletor's Rose, hello, welcome to the stream. Record of Flame users. I'm just saying, a lot of the characters in this roster do look like they could be fire users. It's as simple as that. Weeb Guru, hello, welcome to the stream. That's another thing. I'm gonna late in the stream. We're gonna try break down some roster predictions for like matchup predictions for this tournament. So we're gonna vote in chat and see who we think is winning each of the upcoming fights in this spin-off and who we think's gonna win overall. So we've actually got some actual activities to do this stream instead of just yapping. So that's something to look forward to later in the stream. But wait for a few more people to get in chat, and then we'll see where we go from there, because we have a grand total of 8 people currently, which, you know, it's pretty good for one of these streams. Weeb Guru, hello gentlemen. Firepowers are the best, no debate. Firepowers, I don't think Firepowers consistently are probably the best, just because there's even like bad Firepowers are still cool Firepowers, whereas you can have like bad like wind powers and they're pretty shit. But like fire is just like consistently pretty good. Cuchulainn looks badass when his face is burnt. Yeah, what I'm interested about with Cuchulainn, is he gonna go like assumably he will have like his berserker state. Like it seems it'd be very strange if he doesn't like have like a separate form, like, or like he snaps and just goes. But will that happen in this round against Ra? Or will that be like something they save for later rounds? Or will that be like his trump card we see round 1? That's what I'm curious about. And we'll see, like, will his weapon take multiple forms? Because in Mythology, the weapon does have, like, different powers and forms. So I'm curious if it's going to be, like, a transforming weapon in any way. Or it is just going to be a giant trunk the whole time. Like, is it going to become a proper spear at some point, for example? The first time Record of Ragnarok didn't nerf a god's power to the ground. Yeah. It is kind of mad Ra wasn't on the main roster. Like, I can think of a couple gods on that roster that don't seem as strong as Ra. Though at the same time, considering what Zeus said in Chapter 1, you know, the whole thing of, oh, it's a cakewalk, it doesn't really matter who we send out, the gods are going to win regardless. Like, why did Zeus put those 12 gods on the roster? Like, was it just, I guess it's favoritism, because because there's so many Greeks, it's probably just Zeus playing favorites, I guess. It's probably playing, but it's not even like playing favorites and then giving the gods that will get on his ass about it, because then there's also the outer gods that are pissed. So I don't think he put that much thought into the roster, is what I'm getting at here. But Ra, if they were taking Ragnarok seriously, Ra probably should have been on the roster. At least I kind of hope that's the case. If it gets like later confirmed that like any of the Ragnarok gods could defeat any of these gods, it would be a bit shit. But you know, Ra does seem to be pretty badass so far. I hope Ku has his Warp Spasm Berserker form. Rap Spasm Berserker form. I'm pretty sure he will. Hopefully. I'm not like... Yeah, it'd be very strange if he didn't. But then we've said that about some other stuff where it'd be very strange if this didn't happen in the main manga and it didn't. So, you know, at the end of the day, we can have expectations. But, yeah, you get what I mean. Though, what... Obviously, in when we did the stream for Chapter 1, I did say I'm very curious to see what the pacing is going to be like in Chapter 2, because I think that's going to give us a good gauge of like how long this manga is going to be. And considering, well, this chapter was basically just pure action, which, sure, like, could this round end next chapter, Chapter 3? It's definitely possible, but I can definitely see this going to round 4, Chapter 4. So it means this might be actually a fairly long spin-off manga, which is quite good. Because obviously we'll get fleshed out fights. It's still yet to be seen if we're going to get any flashbacks at all. If I had to bet on it, I imagine our flashbacks would be like a lot shorter than we get in normal Record Ragnarok. I think we'll get some aspect of flashbacks, but I think they're going to be definitely on the shorter side. I don't think they're going to be like more... I don't think they're going to take up a whole chapter. But we've seen none of that so far. So it wouldn't surprise me if next chapter we get a bit of like... I think next chapter, if we don't get any like raw stuff next chapter, flashback wise, I don't think we're going to be in flashbacks in general. But you know, it's hard to say. Do you think any of the people on the roster will be replaced / merged with different gods, like with the 7 lucky gods? In terms of being outright replaced, probably. Well, again, we don't know. If I had to predict, I'd say probably not. In terms of a merging thing, definitely is possible. Could the Vermilion Bird fuse with the other 3 symbols? Possible. We could have like a giant dragon, bird, tortoise, tiger? Yeah, it's tiger, right? Oh no, I'm being... Yeah, it is a tiger. Yeah, I was just completely blanking what the 4th the symbols were. Yeah, we could have some like bird, dragon, tortoise, tiger thing. Possibly. Hydra could possibly be like 7 gods in one or something like that, maybe. Yeah, it's very difficult to predict at this point, considering we haven't even seen what most of these gods look like. Our tribal chief, Lord Ra. Ra is just Ra or Wa, W Ra, let's go. Have you noticed now, for the last stream talking about this spin-off, we had Ra in the thumbnail, and this thumbnail, we got Ra in the thumbnail again, because Ra just looks better. Ra just looks better on thumbnail than Cuckoo Lane does, I'm afraid. And Ra's a bit easier to colour. I colour the manga panels for the thumbnails, and Ra's got a pretty simple colour scheme, so it doesn't take that long to digitally colour the panels for the thumbnails. Where it's a bit of a pain with Cuckoo Lane, so that's why I didn't bother putting him in the thumbnail. I would gladly replace Heracles or Loki for Ra and Wukong. Yeah, I wouldn't want to replace Heracles based on the fact that I really like round 4, but like if we take out the storytelling aspect, yeah, replace that bum with Ra. Loki, I haven't actually seen him fight yet, so I can't comment. Same with Wukong, I haven't actually seen him fight yet, so he could be a bum. It's yet to be seen. How's record of Sephiroth going? I have started writing round 5, so a little bit of progress from last stream. I've written like the beginning of next video for Sephiroth is going to be a flashback to before the tournament, and it's basically setting up the lore of like why Sephiroth's happening, because like Sephiroth's different to Ragnarok. It isn't like the gods are. It's not like the gods are like, oh, we're destroying humanity and there's some clause that does a tournament. There is another reason for why Sephiroth is. It'll also explain why it's called Sephiroth. There is an in-canon reason for that very silly name. So I've just kind of written that. So it's basically just the beginning. It's Sun Tzu convincing Oppenheimer to fight, but in the aspect of that happening, it involves the explanation of what Sephiroth actually is. So that I've written that bit. I haven't actually started writing the round itself, like the actual fighting, but I know what's going to happen. I've got it bullet pointed down. I just have to actually get to writing it. So yeah, round 5 is in the works. I'm not sure when it will come out though. That is it's just a factor of it just takes a while to write compared to other scripts, and yeah, it takes a while to write the script, and because I've got I don't give this priority over actual videos just because like Sephiroth doesn't bring the views in like the other stuff. I'm still happy to do it, but I can't do it. I can't dedicate my weekly time I usually dedicate to the main video to this, and then I also write myself, and if I want to write some of my own novels down, I don't want to be doing Sephiroth at the same time, because it's, you know, it's a bit of a, like, creatively writing, it like drains you, so I can only do so much of it at a time. That's a long way of saying I'm procrastinating, basically, but if just moan at me enough, and I will just spam comments about it, and I'll probably actually get on to doing it. I want to see Koriji versus Flying Spaghetti Monster. Koriji, the absolute G, absolutely destroyed this Flying Spaghetti Monster. Also got the 4 Guardians designs. Yeah, they are... See, this new manga's like, it's like 3 steps, it's like a step forward, 3 steps back, because it's like, cool, we got like elemental powers, and then we've got the vermilion bird, and it's just a guy. We got the black tortoise, just a guy. they're just people. They don't even look remotely like what they should be, so that's a bit of a shame. But you know, I was hoping at least, I don't know what I was hoping with the vermilion bird. I wasn't actually expecting a bird, but you know, it is what it is. Muramasa could be like the Anubis stand from JoJo's. I really do hope Muramasa is literally the sword, like the god is a sword and it's possessing like a swordsman. I don't think that's actually going to happen, because it's Record of Ragnarok. But you know, you know, we can hope. You mean a chimera? Probably. I have no idea what I was actually talking about. But I mean, Horikoshi has already emerged between Ra and Horus, so sadly we probably won't see Horus as a cameo. Yeah, I can't remember what it is. There's another fictional work where they combine Ra and Horus into one god, so it's not like a Record of Ragnarok original idea. It's weird they've done it. I don't really know why they've done it, but they have. But yeah, what's your thinking about Sun Wukong and Buddha stuff? I'd be very, very surprised if there's no like connection to Buddha at all. I don't think Buddha's going to be as involved with Sun Wukong as people want him to be. I think there's going to be a connection though. Like we saw Shiva this chapter. We've seen Ares, we've seen Hermes, so they're not afraid to show like characters from the main series in this. So I'd be very surprised if Buddha wasn't involved at some point, but I don't think he's going to be like a major aspect of Sun Wukong. Probably more like a cameo, if anything. Yeah, so Zord Dragon, Vermilion Bird, White Tiger, Black Tortoise. Yeah, we will not get an adaptation. We will not get an adaptation for this, will we? I can't even see. This is the problem. I ramble so much, so I have no idea. Whatever you're going on about, just spam again, because I'm lost. I know from the SMT series that there is the Golden Dragon, I'm going to butcher this, Hyunglong, so it's Kyoru. That's basically the boss over the 4 Chinese animals that can merge in that way. Yeah, it could be cool. Like anything if the human-looking fighters get like more monstrous designs, that'd be pretty cool. Loki is a simp, so he's automatically a bum. I genuinely think Loki's going to be an absolute monster. I think he's going to be because I think the general consensus is he's one of the weaker gods. I think he's going to be really, really strong, though. Can we do a collective full tournament prediction of the spin-off before we get a winner in this fight? Well, let me tell you, Wellesley Gear, that is exactly what we're going to be doing in the latter half of this stream. Let me show you. What do I need to do? See, look, I've already got it set up. We got this set up. We are going to go through this and do our predictions. But that is for later in the stream. We're not doing that quite yet. But we will be doing it. So that's good. And we'll be voting in chat for it. So Sun Wukong's probably going to beat Prometheus is what I'm even though I personally just have a feeling Prometheus is going to win. You guys will probably vote Sun Wukong through. Also, I'm very proud of you guys because no one's been lusting over all the Egyptian like cat girls yet, and I saw the behaviour in the subreddit, so I was expecting you guys to be going on about Bastet and Sekhmet and stuff like that. So good on you guys for not being all goony. Speaking of Sekhmet, though, that's yet another god from Ragnarok that's now showed up in Ragnarok. As in, like, all our roster all our fan roster was like characters that hadn't appeared, and now what? We've got 2 of them. 2 of them have now appeared in this already. So just watch like the rest of our fan roster show up in this. You should add the dwarves or the cyclopses for the reason why the humans have divine weapons. I could. But something you might have noticed is that not all the humans in Ragnarok have divine weapons to begin with. And well, one of their divine weapons is Pandora's is the Jar of Evil. And there's already like an in-universe explanation for that. So there is a Volond-like aspect to the weapons the humans use. But it's more to do with like human willpower being embodied into, basically it's like how in Fate, if you're viewed as a hero, your spirit is assimilated into the Holy Grail. If people view you as a hero, then your heroic spirit basically enables your weapon to kill gods. It's explained more. Sorry, it's the midstream let the cat out. Sophie, come on, shoot. Oh, grumpy old cat, huh? We've got a very grumpy cat here. A dragon, bird, turtle, tiger that's just a snapping turtle. Well, snapping turtles are mud dragons, aren't they? So, you know. You calm down now. Grumpy old cat. Very grumpy cat. Very grumpy cat. But yeah, so I can add dwarfs and cyclopses in doing stuff, but they're not going to be the reason for like Washington's axe or anything like that. You guys can't see it, but this cat is just like walking all over my desk right now and getting cat hair everywhere. Oh, this cat. Oh, bloody cat, bloody cat, bloody cat. Okay, how far in? We're 20 minutes into stream. About half an hour, I think we'll get on to doing our roster predictions. So we're going to have 8 minutes to kill. It's just to stop the stream being really short. Perhaps the gods in the spin-off have more drastic transformations that tie into their real-life looks and lore. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that would be... I'm just hoping... in general, I think the designs so far have been a bit more... I was about to say a bit more accurate than I remember what Sun Wukong's design looks like, so maybe not. But yeah, they're looking... yeah, I think I'm just copying here that we're going to get some cool stuff. Because if the Vermilion bird doesn't even look like a bird, then what's the point? So Nezha is the shiny guy, Seto Kaiba looking guy. God, he does look like Seto Kaiba. Yeah, I'm assuming it is Nezha. That would be my assumption. Like, is there a chance it's someone else? I guess so, but like it does seem pretty likely. But now that we know what the Vermilion bird looks like, obviously we saw the Vermilion bird in chapter 1. They were one of the 2 unnamed gods. It was them and who we're assuming is Nezha. So I'm assuming it is Nezha, which does mean now that all the other characters we've yet to see. So we've got a lot of designs we haven't seen yet. So, like, we haven't seen Prometheus yet. We haven't seen Muramasa. We haven't seen Enma. We haven't seen Death, Belial, Leviathan, Surtur, or Hydra. Which is like over half the roster. So we still got a lot of fun designs to go. Watch this be like... It'll be a thing like Wreck of the Ragnarok, where in Wreck of the Ragnarok we've had like every design but Rasputin for a while now, and even before that we were like only missing like 3 gods. So just watch us get to like the final chapter of this manga, and it's just, I guess it wouldn't get that far, but like for a like we just don't know what like Surtur looks like until their match, but we know what everyone else looks like next chapter or something. At least I hope Buddha shows to give Sun a high 5 entering the arena. I'm curious if Buddha and Sun Wukong are going to be on good terms or not. Obviously, they can play with mythology. They obviously do that. So they might not like each other. They might like each other. It's hard to say. I'm saying this spin-off wouldn't get an anime adaptation. It's hard to say. I think out of all the spin-offs, it would... I don't know. It's really hard to say. I don't really know how like successful the normal anime is on Netflix anyway. I'm not actually that sure. I mean, it's getting renewed for new season, so it assumably is quite good. And as Wesley says, the Lubu spin-off is getting an anime, so it is possible. But, you know, it's hard to say. I hope Nezha was a felony, like in Warframe. I haven't watched the latest chapter. I stopped Leonidas, Toilet Marinate. I have not seen Warframe, so I can't comment. Oh, a femboy, not a felon. Okay. Well, it auto-corrected femboy to felony because being a femboy is a crime. It's a crime on society because you're getting everyone just hot and bothered because you're a femboy. Yeah, if that is Nezha, then they look more like a pretty boy than a femboy. But, you know, I think I said this last stream, I'm rooting for Hydra to be a femboy. Hydra being 7 femboys. Watch it be 7 conjoined femboys. It's going to be absolute peak fiction. To be fair, I'm surprised how little femboys are actually in Wreck of the Ragnarok. You've got, like, arguably Nostradamus. Arguably. I don't think he's that much of a femboy, to be honest with you, but people seem to think he is, so... you know, we're pretty good in that. So this new manga, well, considering, like, this new manga in 2 chapters has had, like, 4 cat girls. And as far as I'm aware, Wreck of the Ragnarok only has... I feel like one of the women Raiden was sleeping with might have been a cat girl. Beyond that, though, and we might have seen some in the crowd, but, you know, we got some named cat girls now. Okay. I know I said we'll wait till 1/2 past, but it's close enough to 1/2 past. I want to get to doing some roster predictions. So we're going to do that in 1 minute. Let me just answer this last question before we get onto it. This manga has so many sweaty buff men that makes us ignore women in general. It does have a lot of buff men, but we do have a buff woman now with Morrigan. So, you know, some equality. I kind of also hope they've gender swapped some of the gods on this